Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anthony Piglowski. I am the chair of the Suffolk Division of the Hampton Roads Chamber and a financial advisor at Freedom Street Partners here in Suffolk. As the largest chamber in the Commonwealth, the mission of the chamber is to set the conditions in the region so businesses like yours can succeed. We want Hampton Roads to be one of the best places to live, work, and do business. We continue to support and grow our membership in Suffolk in all the region and appreciate the support. We want to thank businesses like today's series presenting sponsor, Town Bank, who go absolutely above and beyond for our local business community. On behalf of the Suffolk Division, I welcome you to the 2023 Suffolk State of the City Address. Now please stand for the national anthem.
Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen, and good afternoon. Just so you know, there are 550 of us strong here in the room, so Suffolk, give yourself a round of applause. What a great turnout. I want to start by thanking Council Members Sherry Butler Barlow, Teresa Kelly, and Pamela Mathis with the Wesley Chapel Trio for that beautiful rendition of the national anthem. Let's give them another round of applause. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Anthony. Anthony, I don't know where you went to, but I appreciate your leadership this year as the chair of the Suffolk Division. Our division boards are extremely important as we continue to set the conditions in the region for businesses to succeed. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Brian Stevens, and I have the distinct privilege and the pleasure of serving this region as the president and CEO of the Hampton Roads Chamber. As you heard Anthony say, we are the largest chamber in the Commonwealth. We are also one of a few chambers in the nation that holds a U.S. Chamber of Commerce 5-star accreditation. Our role, yes, that deserves a round of applause. Also, as you heard Anthony say, our role in the region is to set the conditions so that businesses can be a success. We want businesses, we want our economy, and we want the quality of life where people want to live, work, and raise their families right here in Suffolk and throughout Hampton Roads. And quite frankly, ladies and gentlemen, you've probably heard me say this before, we are unapologetic about that business. We work for you, the business community. And since we work for you, we're going to do everything we can to set a pro-business environment here in Hampton Roads so that you can be a success. One of the ways we do that is by conducting events like this so you can hear from your mayor on the great things that's going on here in the great city of Suffolk. But we couldn't do any of these events without the tremendous generosity of our sponsors. I'd like to recognize them now. First of all, I'd like to thank our series presenting sponsor, Town Bank, who again this year is our series presenting sponsor. Give them a round of applause. Thank you, Town Bank. And you'll hear from them shortly. Our Sirius Platinum sponsors are Bon Secours Hampton Roads, Chartway Credit Union, and United Way of Southampton Roads, who, by the way, is celebrating their 100th anniversary. So United Way, thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you do in the region. Our series Building the Future sponsor is the Franklin Johnson Group. Our series silver sponsors are AB&B Federal Credit Union, Bayport Credit Union, Dominion Energy, Geico, the Hampton Roads Workforce Council, Langley Federal Credit Union, Rivers Casino Portsmouth, Centera Optima Health, and Verizon. Our bronze sponsor is Cox Communication. Our series media sponsors are Virginia Business Magazine, and I want to recognize Bernie Niemeyer, who is here. Bernie, if you stand up, great producer of the Virginia Business Magazine. If you're in the business community in Hampton Roads, you really need to subscribe to that magazine, and you get daily emails as well to really find out what's going on in the business community throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. So Bernie, thank you for coming down from Richmond today to be with us. Also, a media sponsor is WTKR News 3. I don't know if Adam's in the room, but Adam Chase, thank you for all that you and your team do for the business community in Hampton Roads. Our audiovisual sponsor today is Elite Audiovisual Elements in the back. Thank you guys so much for all that you're doing. And we have a photography sponsor today, Stellar Exposers. Amanda's in the room. Amanda, raise your hand wherever you're at. Thank you so much for all that you do, Amanda. Let's give all of our sponsors a round of applause. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, we have numerous table sponsors, program sponsors, and all those sponsors, as well as our strategic partners that support us all year long, are in your program. So once again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors. I'd now like to introduce some dignitaries that we have in the room with us today, starting with our elected officials. First of all, our host mayor, Mayor Mike Duman is here. Mayor, thank you very much. Looks like we have some other mayors en route. We've got communications with some other mayors in the region that are making their way out here to Suffolk. But Mayor Bobby Dyer from Virginia Beach made it. Bobby, thank you for being here. And Mayor Bobby Cutchins is here from Franklin. Thank you for being here. Representing our U.S. Senators, we have their area directors here. Representing Senator Mark Warner, Drew Lumpkin, and Tim Kane's office is represented by Diane Kaufman. Drew and Diane, thank you for being here. I know that Senator Louise Lucas is en route, so we'll recognize her when she gets here. From the State Senate, we have two delegates in the room here, Delegate Emily Bluer and Clinton Jenkins is here. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you, Emily. Got a great city council here in Suffolk, guys. You really do. I mean, they work hard for the people of Suffolk. I'd like to recognize them now. I'll recognize them all and then ask them to stand. First of all, Vice Mayor Lou Ward, council members Leroy Bennett, Shelley Butler Barlow, Roger Fawcett, Timothy Johnson, John Rector, and Leotis Williams. Please stand to be recognized. Thank you so much for all your hard work. It's really an honor and a privilege to work with you all. I know how much the city of Suffolk and its residents mean to you, so thank you for being here and all that you do. We also have, in a show of regionalism, several members of sister city councils. I'd like to recognize them now. First of all, from the city of Portsmouth, Vice Mayor Lisa Lucas Burke, Council Member Mark Hugel, Bill Moody, and Vernon Tillage is here. Thank you for being here from Portsmouth. And from the city of Chesapeake, we have council members Jeff Bunn and Dr. Ella Ward are here. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you for being here. And from the city of Virginia Beach, we have Worth Remick and Dr. Amelia Rice Hammond is here. Let's give them a round of applause from Virginia Beach. Thank you for being here. I'd like to recognize some true regional leaders that work every day to ensure that we have a great region here in Hampton Roads. First of all, Mr. Bob Crum is here from the Hampton Roads Planning District Commission. Bob, please stand to be recognized. Thank you, Bob, for all your leadership. Sitting over here as well is Rick Dwyer, who is the Executive Director of the Hampton Roads Military and Federal Facilities Alliance. Thanks, Rick. Is Nancy here? I see Nancy. Nancy Gurdon is here, the President and CEO of the Hampton Roads Executive Roundtable. Nancy, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, we also have in the room a business leader who is no stranger here to Suffolk. George Birdsong is here. George, please stand and be recognized. And thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to take a point of personal privilege here and recognize George Birdsong for all of his philanthropy, as we know, in the region. But something else you may not know is that he is really interested and cares a great deal about the health of the residents throughout Hampton Roads. And he is a strong supporter of a program called Healthier 757. If you notice on your tables, there's a little business-sized card here that's got a QR code on it that talks about the rewards for healthy living. If you use that QR code, it'll explain more information and help you get registered for this fun program. Again, it's entirely free. George 100% supports it and recommends that we all take advantage of this to educate ourselves about healthy living here in Hampton Roads. So thank you, George, for all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, as you all know, we have some amazing colleges and universities here in the Hampton Roads region. We have the presidents of several of those colleges and universities with us today. I'd like to recognize them. And again, I'll just recognize them, then ask them to stand to be recognized. From ODU, we have Dr. Brian Hemphill. From Virginia Wesleyan, we have Dr. Scott Miller. From Tidewater Community College, we have Dr. Marcia Constant. And from Paul DeCamp Community College, we have Dr. Corey McCrae. Please stand and be recognized. Thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for your leadership and the wonderful colleges and universities that you run here in Hampton Roads. They're really the pride of our region, our higher education system. So thank you for all that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give all of those that I recognize a big round of applause. Thank you. And now, as we move on to the program, I'd like to call upon Andy Spicknall, the Vice President of Operations, Bon Secours Maryview Medical Center, today's Series Platinum sponsor, to the stage to make a few comments. Andy?
Thank you, Brian. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andy Spicknall, and I'm the Vice President of Operations at Bon Secours Maryview Medical Center and Bon Secours Health Center at Harborview. Thank you to the City of Suffolk and the Hampton Roads Chamber for hosting today's Suffolk State of the City. Mayor Duman, we look forward to hearing from you about the great things that are happening in the City of Suffolk, and it's my pleasure to share with you a few of the great things that are happening with Bon Secours at Harborview. In 1999, Bon Secours opened the Health Center at Harborview as one of the first developments in this part of Suffolk, and opened with imaging, surgical services, and physician offices. As the community has grown, so did Bon Secours. And by mid-2000s, Bon Secours Health Center at Harborview had expanded to include an emergency room and additional outpatient services to meet your needs. For those of you who live or work in the Harborview area, you know how much Harborview has developed over the past 10 years. And Bon Secours is excited to continue growing with you. This past October, we were joined by Mayor Duman, city, business, and community leaders to celebrate the groundbreaking of the new Bon Secours Harborview Hospital. This 98,000 square foot addition will adjoin our existing campus, bringing inpatient medical and surgical services to our community in Harborview. Construction of this expanded facility is underway. However, our existing services, including our emergency room, remain open and accessible to you and your families. Once open, the hospital will have a new main entrance to conveniently access both the new and existing services at Harborview. From the beginning, our design focus has been centered on the needs of our patients, to provide them a private and quiet place to heal in an environment that allows our team of nurses and physicians to have greater visibility of their patients to better meet their needs. Upon opening, we will have 18 private inpatient rooms, all of which will have lots of natural light and spaces for loved ones to visit. In addition to our inpatient hospital rooms, Harborview will have 4 new operating rooms. Patients needing surgery, such as a hip or a knee replacement, spine or bariatric surgery, and many other same-day or overnight surgeries will be able to do so at the Harborview Hospital. Each of our surgery, pre-op, and recovery spaces are private rooms and designed to create a comfortable environment where our team of expert nurses will care for you before and after your procedure and will help you to either be discharged home or to one of our inpatient rooms upstairs. Bon Secours Harborview Hospital is scheduled to open in early 2025, and we look forward to welcoming you to your new hospital at Harborview. As part of this community, we take pride in providing over 450 jobs in the city of Suffolk. Like all of you in this room, supporting our workforce is our #1 priority. We are proud that we are on the leading edge of instituting a living wage for all of our associates, with all jobs at Bon Secours having a minimum starting wage of $15 an hour. To invest in our associates and their future, system-wide, we partnered with Guild to provide education benefits to our associates, including 100% tuition-free education for priority clinical programs and tuition reimbursement for academic programs and undergraduate degrees. Our vision is to be a ministry where associates want to work, clinicians want to practice, where people seek wellness, and our community thrives. At Bon Secours, we focus on caring for the whole person, which includes building healthy communities beyond the walls of our hospital. In 2022, we provided the Hampton Roads Market over $22 million in community benefit through charity care and direct community programming. We are proud to be part of and serve the city of Suffolk. This past March, we, along with many of you and your organizations, participated in the inaugural Great Suffolk Cleanup, and we look forward to participating in the next Great Suffolk Cleanup in November, giving back to the Suffolk community outside our hospital walls. To you, our neighbors, patients, visitors, and community members who have supported us through unprecedented times, thank you. Our mission is always at the core of everything we do, and that each associate, provider, and patient who walks through our doors is and will continue to be treated with dignity, compassion, and the highest level of respect. We look forward to continuing to bring good help to those in need. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin lunch, I'd like to invite Reverend Dr. Stephen Blunt to the stage to deliver the invocation. Reverend.
Might we pray together? Dear Lord, again, we're grateful for another demonstration of your goodness, your favor, and your mercy unto us on this day. We pray now, God, that as you would tarry here with us and that you would abide with us as we come now to celebrate your providence and your sovereignty over this, your city. We pray now not only for the entire advocacy and the citizenry of this city, but also for her health and her well-being and her growth according to your will and to your way. Bless now our fellowship. Bless now those who will come to share. Bless now our meal. And let your name alone be lifted, magnified, and glorified in all that we do. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your lunch. We'll be back with you shortly to start the program. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I know that many of you are continuing to enjoy your lunch, and I'd ask you to please continue to do so, but in the interest of time, we're going to go ahead and get started with the program. As I mentioned at the beginning in my comments, we simply could not put on these events without the tremendous generosity and support of our sponsors. Town Bank has been our series presenting sponsor for 17 years now, ladies and gentlemen. 17 years they've supported this series. It is now my honor to call Thomas Woodward, President of Town Bank Suffolk and Western Tidewater, to the stage to make a few comments and to introduce our mayor. Tom?
I've lived and worked in this community for a long time, and as a banker, have always taken great pride in serving the unique needs of our businesses and families. That's why I'm so proud to be with Town Bank. The folks around here appreciate bankers who know them as friends, who are available, easy to reach, and care about our community. That's Town Bank. That's serving others, enriching lives.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure for me to be here to welcome you to the Suffolk State of the City Address. Town Bank is honored to once again be presenting sponsor for this series. For many years, hundreds of business, civic, and community leaders from across Hampton Roads have come together for the State of the City meetings. The Hampton Roads Chamber helps businesses thrive, and to do that, they provide an impressive variety of programs and support. The Chamber works hard to attract new businesses to our region, while at the same time helping existing businesses succeed and expand. Also a partner to the business community, Town Bank has grown over the years from 3 offices in 1999 to more than 45 offices today throughout Virginia and North Carolina. We are excited that the Farmers Bank family is now part of Town Bank. Founded in 1919, Farmers Bank built a heritage that flowed easily into the Town Bank model to provide top-notch financial services with a keen focus on improving the quality of life in our region. The joining of our 2 banks has expanded the Town Bank presence in Suffolk and Western Tidewater. Here in Suffolk, we now have 3 offices to serve you: the Harborview Financial Center, our Lakeside office on West Washington Street, and our Hill Point location on Godwin Boulevard. As your financial services partner, we maintain the #1 deposit market share among other banks in Suffolk. We are grateful for your support. We are committed to serving others and enriching lives by supporting hundreds of local charitable organizations through donations, scholarships, and grants. Since our founding, Town Bank and the Town Bank Foundation have contributed more than $102 million to the communities we serve. Suffolk has a special place in our hearts since our headquarters is located here. We work with a number of Suffolk nonprofits, including the Western Tidewater Free Clinic. Town Bank, as well as Farmers Bank, have been longtime supporters of the clinic. Their mission is to provide high-quality, non-emergency health care to the residents of Western Tidewater who could not otherwise afford it. A true grassroots effort, planning for the Western Tidewater Free Clinic dates back to 2004, when members of the Suffolk Partnership for a Healthy Community and other concerned citizens joined together in an effort to improve the lives of the uninsured and create a stronger, more caring, and healthier community. Now, almost 20 years later, the clinic offers comprehensive and compassionate, high-quality health care that includes medical, dental, vision, women's health, mental health, and pharmacy services. Last month, the clinic held a groundbreaking for their dental expansion, which will now provide even more services to patients who need dental care. Now it is my honor to introduce Mayor Mike Duman, who will tell you more about the great city of Suffolk. Mike Duman was elected mayor in November 2020 after serving as the representative for the Chucktuck Borough on the city council for 10 years. Mayor Duman graduated from Old Dominion University and served as a commissioned officer in the United States Army Reserve. Mayor Duman began his business career while attending college. He established his first auto dealership in 1980 and became the youngest Ford Mercury dealer in the country. He currently operates Mike Duman Auto Sales here in Suffolk. Mike Duman is active in the community, donating time and resources to many worthwhile causes and serving on various boards and committees. Now please join me in welcoming Mayor Mike Duman.
All right, thank you, Thomas, for that wonderful introduction. It is a pleasure to see you at this year's State of the City address. Thank you, Town Bank, for your continued support of these events and your unwavering commitment to our city and our region. Your corporate philosophy to promote strong relationships and excellent service is evident in your daily operations. Over 200 nonprofit organizations have benefited from your dedicated culture of caring and giving. Suffolk is indeed fortunate to have your corporate headquarters located in our great city, but I have always lobbied for a branch bank on this side of town. I remember calling Bob Assett in 2003 to let him know that the First Virginia Bank on Main Street was vacant, and I thought it would be a swell place for a location for Town Bank Branch. Bob didn't think the timing was quite right at the time, but I am elated that 20 years later, my wishes come true. Town Bank's acquisition of Farmers Bank not only created that presence, but Town Bank's corporate philosophy will result in a continuance of the exceptional service and community engagement provided by Farmers Bank since 1919. Thank you to the Hampton Roads Chamber of Commerce for continuing to organize the State of the Series. These events offer a unique opportunity to highlight accomplishments over the last year, express aspirations for the future, and recognize challenges. Suffolk is the last in this series, but as I've said before, they once again have absolutely saved the best for last. The Chamber is a staunch advocate of our business community. They are instrumental in shaping public policy and influencing legislation that sets the conditions for businesses to grow and prosper. The Chamber, through their efforts, have been instrumental in solidifying a strong regional presence. Thank you, Brian, for your exemplary leadership. Before we get started, I want to acknowledge some very significant individuals. I've said this before also. My mother didn't raise a dummy, so I'm going to start this program off right with an acknowledgement of my devoted wife, Fran. Thank you for your love and support. Please stand to be recognized. At this time, I'd like to recognize our dedicated, engaged, and committed City Council members. Please stand as I call your name. Vice Mayor Lou Ward, representing the Nansemond Borough. Council Member Shelley Butler Barlow, representing the Chuckatuck Borough. Council Member Leroy Bennett, representing the Cypress Borough. Council Member Roger Fawcett, representing the Sleepy Hole Borough. Council Member Tim Johnson, representing the Holy Neck Borough. Council Member John Rector, representing the Suffolk Borough. And last, but certainly not least, Council Member Leotis Williams, representing the Whaleyville Borough. This group of individuals has a total of 74 years of public service, and each one works tirelessly to provide exceptional representation for their constituents. It is indeed a privilege to work beside them as we do the people's work. Today, we are honored to have our constitutional officers with us. These dedicated professionals work collaboratively with city staff and are instrumental to the effective operation of our city. They contribute significantly to the ability to serve our citizens and the overall success of our city. We appreciate your presence today and would like to ask you to stand and be recognized. Clerk of the Court, Randy Carter. Commissioner of the Revenue, Susan Draper. Sheriff E.C. Harris. Commonwealth Attorney, Narendra Please. And Treasurer Ron Williams. There are two groups of individuals that are vital to the continued success of our city. One group helps create the momentum, and you'll be hearing a lot more about momentum coming up. And the other group helps manage that momentum. The Economic Development Authority's main goal is to improve the economic well-being of our community through efforts that attract businesses to invest in our city. By doing so, they help create the momentum that results in enhancing our tax base as well as job creation. Will any members of the EDA here today please stand to be recognized? In a fast-growing city such as ours, the Planning Commission contributes significantly to managing that momentum. The Planning Commission primarily serves in an invaluable advisory capacity to City Council. Functions include, but are not limited to, the preparation of a comprehensive plan, making recommendations on rezoning and conditional use permit applications, as well as approval of subdivision plats. Will any members of the Planning Commission here today please stand and be recognized? At this time, I would like to recognize the recent passing of former City Council member, Mr. Joseph Barlow Sr. Joe was a true gentleman and dedicated public servant. His honesty and integrity were beyond reproach. Joe Barlow served in the U.S. Air Force, on the State Board of Agriculture, Suffolk School Board, where he also serves as its chairman, Board of Visitors at Virginia Tech University, and was governor of the Jamestown Society. Mr. Barlow was selected as Suffolk's first citizen by the Suffolk Rotary Club in 1985. My relationship with Joe Barlow is more than just performing a mayoral duty in mentioning his passing. Joe was responsible for me becoming involved in public service. In 2009, he called and convinced me to serve on the Economic Development Authority. That initial involvement with local government started the journey I have been on for the last 14 years. Mr. Barlow is also my predecessor on City Council representing the Chuckatuck Borough. In 2010, I heard that he was not going to seek re-election. Several individuals encouraged me to run, and I was in the process of collecting signatures. I soon heard that Mr. Barlow had already garnered his signatures and was actually registered. I called Joe to confirm that he was seeking re-election, and if so, I definitely would not run. He told me that he was going to be 82 in just a few months, and the reason he registered is that he was unsure if there would be a qualified candidate to take his seat on council. He was only running to ensure his Chuckatuck residents would have the representation that they deserved. Once he discovered, in his opinion, that there were two qualified candidates seeking his seat, he withdrew from the election. This exemplifies the dedication and genuine concern that Joe Barlow had for his fellow citizens. Joe Barlow is an honorable man who will be missed by all who had the good fortune to know him. His daughter-in-law, Shelley Butler Barlow, continues his legacy of service. Mrs. Lynn Barlow, Joe's wife, is also with us today. Lynn, please stand to be recognized. I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank our military, active duty, retired, and all veterans who have served our country, as this month we celebrate National Military Appreciation Month. As a former commissioned officer in the United States Army Reserve, my appreciation and respect runs deep. We should never forget those Americans who have given their lives in defense of the freedoms that we all enjoy today. We must never forget that freedom is not free. We are beyond fortunate that more than 3,000 military, civilian personnel work in Suffolk at Naval Information Forces, Navy Cyber Command, Joint Force Development J7, and U.S. Fleet Cyber Command South. We can be immensely proud that the dynamic work these cyber warriors perform to protect our country takes place right here in Suffolk. Our city is delighted that thousands of our military heroes and their families have chosen Suffolk to call home. Their dedication to public service helps our city generate momentum toward a better future. If you have served our military, past or present, please stand to be recognized. Thank you for your service. I am extremely proud of a resolution passed by City Council on February 15th, proclaiming the recognition of events that occurred on American soil on September 11th, 2001, with the symbol of the freedom flag. The resolution also recognizes its designer, Mr. Richard Melito, a Suffolk native. Suffolk became the first city in the Commonwealth to make this acknowledgement. I would like to ask all fire and safety personnel and first responders to stand and be recognized. Our theme for this State of the City is only one word: momentum. Simple and succinct. What is momentum? The definition of momentum is, and I quote, strength of force gained by motion or by a series of events. Momentum is a commonly used term in sports. A team that has the momentum is on the move and is going to take some effort to stop. I contend that the city of Suffolk unquestionably and indisputably has momentum. It is important to look at the past To put it into perspective, exactly how far we have come. Looking back, one of our greatest business leaders and philanthropists was Amadeo Obici, commonly pronounced as Obici here in Suffolk. His story is truly a great American story. At age 12, he set off from northern Italy, sailing for the United States. He spoke not a word of English. He went to work in Wilkesboro, Pennsylvania, selling hot roasted peanuts in a bag for 5 cents. His success allowed him to bring his entire family to the United States. In 1913, the Planters Peanut Company that he created built their first mass processing plant in Suffolk, Virginia, the peanut capital of the world. In 1916, a contest was run to create a trademark. Antonio Gentile, a Suffolk native, won the contest with his drawing of the iconic Mr. Peanut. Sometimes I ponder what Mr. Obici would think if he could see how far Suffolk has come.
Hey, Mr. Peanut. Oh, my friend, you're looking so good. I love your top hat and your cane. Oh, you know, Suffolk has changed a lot. It's so much larger now. I think we should go take a look around it and see what's new. Oh, wait a minute. Here I'm coming. Let me. I shouldn't have made you a jumbo peanut. Oh, what are we gonna do? Hey, it's the Suffolk Transit. What a big building. Hey, like a peanut, I want to see what's inside. Let's go take a look. Yes. The smell of the roasted peanuts. Oh, so good. Hey, come here, my friend. Hey, look at this, my friend. Look how much it's growing. Hey, my friends, the bird songs, you can see the old and the new, and it's still thriving. But you know, there's one thing in common, is the peanuts. The delicious peanuts here in the city of Suffolk. Hey, we're here. Look at this, Peanuts Creek Recreation Center. These machines, you do a lot of walking, but you're not going anywhere. But Suffolk, you've come a long ways. Whew. I'll catch up with you, Mr. Peanut. You're right, Mayor Dooman. Business is booming here in Suffolk, and we've only seen a little taste. Now, you serve up the rest.
Well, what can I say? There you have it, the testimony of Mr. Obese and Mr. Peanut. Obviously, business is booming here in Suffolk, and our momentum is unstoppable. I want to acknowledge the local actor, Danny Epperson, who portrayed Mr. Obese. Danny loves the history of Suffolk and is studying Mr. Obese's legacy, even interviewing members of his family. Danny has perfectly portrayed Mr. Obese's incredible sense of humor and also his larger-than-life personality. Danny is here with us today. Danny, please stand to be recognized. One other thing, I noticed a few people admiring the black Fiat that was used in the filming. You don't know what I want to say. I got great news. It is for sale. It can be seen at 2300 Godwin Boulevard. But wait, there's more. Mention that you saw it at the State of the City and receive an additional $500 off. I stated that our theme for this event was momentum. Our momentum continues as our population, our businesses, our housing, our GDP continue to grow exponentially. Our city is projected to have a 23% increase in population over the next 20 years, according to U.S. Census. And not surprisingly, Suffolk was the only city in Virginia to crack Smart Asset's top 100 fast-growing cities list, coming in at number 78. Smart Asset analyzed data from 494 of the largest cities in America and found that Suffolk had a 3.12 average yearly GDP growth, a 9.55% growth in the number of businesses, and a 9.28% growth in housing units. When you break down the numbers, it's easy to see why we made the list. With this momentum comes the need to be proactive in planning for the future to ensure efficient and effective delivery of services that will provide a high quality of life. It is a challenge, but not a problem. A problem would be if no one wanted to reside or invest in our city. Keeping pace to provide adequate infrastructure, school funding, and services is indeed a challenge. To manage the momentum requires the collective effort and collaboration of City Council, city staff, and our citizens. City Council sets policies along with providing a vision statement. We are fortunate that we have an outstanding staff of city employees under the leadership of Mr. Al Moore, who are committed to delivering unparalleled services to our citizens every day. This year, our management team has had some superior additions. Dr. Charles Caracal, affectionately known as Dr. K, leads information technology. He has worked in IT for 35 years in both the public and private sectors. His last position was with the U.S. Fleet Cyber Command. Nick Langford leads economic development. He brings 8 years of experience and a fresh new perspective to Suffolk. Jennifer Moore is Director of Media and Community Relations. A lifelong Hampton Roads native, she leads the communications team with 20 years of experience in the field. Jessica Stallings was recently appointed Director of Human Resources. She has 23 years of experience with our city and has served as interim director on 3 separate occasions. Kevin Wine now serves as Director of Planning. He's been with the city for 8 years and has 16 years of planning experience. The addition of these individuals to our team of management professionals ensures we will continue to provide superlative services. A solid affirmation of the level of professionalism achieved by our departments is evidenced by the following accreditations and achievements. Our police department received reaccreditation from the Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies. Our police department earned this gold standard in public safety from a coalition that includes the International Association of Chiefs of Police and the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives. Our Fire and Rescue Department pursued and recently earned accreditation from the Commission on Fire Accreditation International, the world's leading assessor of professionalism. The department joins an exclusive list of only 300 agencies in the world to attain this designation. Our Parks and Recreation Department applied for and received accreditation from the Commission for Accreditation of Park and Recreation Agencies. The team has earned recognition from the country's leading accreditor in their field. This is a valuable measure of our overall quality of operation, management, and service to the community. Achieving this accreditation demonstrates that we are providing the Suffolk community with the highest level of service. Our finance department received what is called the Triple Crown designation from the Government Finance Officers Association. This designation recognizes governments that have received a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting, the Popular Annual Finance Reporting Award, and the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award for a fiscal year. Suffolk is only one of just 317 governments nationwide that receive this special designation. Our Sheriff's Office is now accredited with the Virginia Law Enforcement Professional Standards Commission. This accreditation substantiates that the department is in full compliance with all state law enforcement policies and practices. By completing the certification process, the agency increases accountability, builds community trust and understanding, and improves overall efficiency and effectiveness. These departments have reached a pinnacle in their respective fields and are positioned to continue to provide the level of services our citizens have come to expect. It is my understanding that the city of Suffolk is the only city in the Commonwealth of Virginia that can boast AAA bond ratings from all three rating agencies, plus all the aforementioned accreditations. Citizen engagement has been an invaluable asset and has contributed measurably to planning for the future as we develop our 2045 comprehensive plan. The city conducted 8 listening sessions, 1 in each borough, to allow for public input related to land use, transportation, housing, parks, open space, environment, and economic development. In addition, over 1,000 people completed an online survey. Our cities are also responsible for our momentum. Their willingness to volunteer time and resources to help others, combined with an attitude that is welcoming and congenial, attracts others to make Suffolk their home. Managing the momentum translates to ensuring our citizens enjoy a high quality of life. Let's take a look at how our city continues to improve quality of life.
Cities measure progress in a lot of ways, and the one way we pay closest attention to is the quality of life for Suffolk residents. Suffolk offers so many ways for families to grow and thrive in the city. This year, Suffolk participated in the Great American Cleanup. However, they went a step further by organizing the Great Suffolk Cleanup. More than 1,000 people, including city employees and citizens, cleaned up 155 locations across the city. In total, we collected 1,348 bags of trash and 383 tires. That's 48% of all the bags collected in Hampton Roads and a whopping 70% of tires. This event was such a success that we're hosting another one in November. Mother Nature smiled on Suffolk last fall, and not just with the weather. A record crowd of more than 100,000 people attended the 44th annual Suffolk Peanut Fest. People came for the rides, food, and music, and they stayed for the peanut butter sculpting contest and the fireworks. Perhaps this record-breaking attendance can be attributed to the Tunnel to Towers exhibit, which proudly displayed a beam from the North Tower of the World Trade Center, honoring the memory of the first responders of 9/11. The Mobile Museum made such an impact that it will be back later this year for the 45th annual Peanut Festival. And we weren't the only ones who thought this year's festival was a hit. The Virginia Association of Destination Marketing Organizations named it Destination Event of the Year just last month. And that's just one of many important recognitions for Suffolk. Year after year, Suffolk's National Night Out is one of the most successful in the country, placing 3rd in the nation among peer cities, making this the 10th consecutive year of top placement, and further strengthening the relationship between our community and our public safety and law enforcement personnel. When individuals have a strong attachment to their community, they invest to benefit future generations. That's why Suffolk Public Schools has partnered with All District Reads to improve reading proficiency among elementary school students. Reading with an adult can be a magical experience, especially for children who are just beginning to learn how to read. Our schools succeed thanks to the dedication of our educators, who are the backbone of our institutions and the heart of our classrooms. One such educator is Teacher of the Year, Becky Hamlin. As a special education teacher at Elephants Fork Elementary, Miss Hamlin loves her job, where she fosters an inclusive environment for all students. Miss Hamlin's compassion is present every day in her classroom. Her lessons are tailored to each student's specific learning needs and are executed with a delicate balance based on the student's schedule. She allows students to explore learning in a non-threatening manner, providing an encouraging yet open environment for students to take risks. She works tirelessly to ensure that her students are respected by their non-disabled peers and strives to give them the best education they deserve. Suffolk Public Schools is proud to celebrate the outstanding athletic achievements of their students. The All-Star Athletics program has won titles at the district, regional, and state levels. They have won individual and team titles, and our young men and women are basking in the thrill of victory. Congratulations to 3 of our area high schools on their remarkable athletic feats. Kings Fork High School has made us proud with their Southeastern District Championship in girls basketball, Southeastern District Championship and Class 4A Regional Championship in boys basketball, and Class 4A Regional Championship and 5 individual state championships in indoor girls track. Lakeland High School has excelled in girls basketball as Class 3A regional champions and has achieved 5 individual state championships in indoor girls track. Nansemond River High School has claimed the Southeastern District Championship and Class 5B Regional Championship in field hockey and competition cheer, 5B Regional Championship and 1 individual state championship in boys wrestling, and back-to-back state titles as Class 5 state champion in girls indoor track. This is a testament to the dedication and hard work of our students, and we are immensely proud of them. Suffolk Public Schools places an emphasis on both academics and athletics, and we're thrilled to witness the continued momentum of our athletic programs next season. Once again, congratulations to all our student athletes for their impressive achievements. And another congratulations is in order. Just last week, the National Association of Music Merchants, or NAM Foundation, honored Suffolk Public Schools with its Best Communities for Music Education designation for its outstanding commitment to music education. Suffolk Public Schools is one of only 830 school districts across the country awarded the designation by the foundation and is one of only 19 in the state. The award program recognizes outstanding efforts by teachers, administrators, parents, students, and community leaders who have made music education part of a well-rounded education. Designations are made to districts and schools that demonstrate an exceptionally high commitment and access to music education. Learning continues long after people finish school, and Suffolk's educational momentum continues in our public libraries. Residents checked out more items last year than they did in the past 10 years. The numbers increased by 60% from the previous years and by almost 20% from before the pandemic. The library leveraged federal funds to provide 150 laptops and free internet access for child care centers to help them get online. This initiative highlights the library's commitment to extending education beyond traditional boundaries. The Morgan Memorial Library has added a fully automated self-service kiosk that allows residents to access various government services on demand when they need them. This new tool, called No Wrong Door, helps residents access housing information and complete paperwork more efficiently. It's a great partnership with the Suffolk Redevelopment and Housing Authority. Suffolk has a newly designed library on the horizon. The new downtown library is set to be completed in fall of 2025. It will be a hub of modern technology, activities, and amenities that will bring life to the area and continue our momentum. With its central location, the new library will be a shining gem centrally located in the downtown area and will undoubtedly become the heartbeat of the community. In addition to the library, a new festival site will soon be completed downtown on the corner of South Saratoga and West Washington Street. The festival event park will have a gateway entrance to showcase upcoming events. The venue will include a stage, a location for vendors and food trucks, and additional parking. This green space will be a welcome addition to downtown that residents and visitors can enjoy. Another great amenity is the new Bennett's Creek Recreation Center, which opened just last week. This state-of-the-art center boasts a fitness center, a game room, a computer lab, outdoor walking path, and a multi-purpose space with an advanced video wall. It is a welcome addition to the North Suffolk area and an amenity for all ages. With Memorial Day coming soon, it's the right time to get outside and experience the renovations to the Cypress Park pool. It has expanded locker rooms, a zero-depth entry, and a fun water feature. We're cutting the ribbon this month to be open for the summer swimming season. And there's more to come. Design is underway for the next section of the Suffolk Seaboard Coastline Trail. This section will span Nansman Parkway to the Cedar Lake Shores neighborhood. Amenities like these make Suffolk a great place to live and to visit, and people are noticing. More people and more vendors are coming to the Suffolk Farmers Market. The new pop-up markets are tackling the challenges of food deserts and helping local growers reach more people. Farmer Fridays are helping tell the story of Suffolk's rich farming heritage and today's booming business of agriculture. The Visitor Center and the Seaboard Station Railroad Museum are now open 7 days a week, all year long. The Suffolk Tour program is back with 11 tour options, narrated bus tours, guided strolls, ghost walks, and even 4 different kayak excursions. We even had a visit from the United States Capitol Christmas tree last year, as the 75-foot red spruce stopped here on its journey to Washington, D.C. With momentum like this, there's something for everyone in Suffolk. All across Suffolk, people are stepping up to serve the community. The city launched the first ever Public Works Citizens Academy last fall, a hands-on program teaching residents everything from how to empty your trash can properly, to how to fill a pothole, to how to finance and build a multi-million-dollar infrastructure project, empowering our citizens to get to know the city they live in. People are stepping up all across the community. This year brought the largest graduating class in history of the Suffolk Fire and Rescue Academy. One day, some of these brave men and women will work at the new Fire and Rescue Station 11 in Harborview. This facility is so important because Fire and Rescue responded to more than 19,000 calls for service just last year, and the new facility will accommodate the growth in the northern part of our city. Over in Whaleyville, the Suffolk Police Department is transforming the old community center into a new police training facility. It will supplement our joint public safety training facility with new classrooms, simulators, and canine training too. In addition to their flock cameras, Suffolk Police continue to use camera technology as a force multiplier in law enforcement. This week, they are launching automated traffic enforcement cameras to improve safety on roads and add greater protection for our students and motorists. These safety cameras include red light photo enforcement, school zone speed enforcement, school bus stop arm enforcement, and work zone speed enforcement. This technology will help keep our citizens, visitors, and especially our children safe. From Harborview to Whaleyville, Pewsville to Chuckatuck, Suffolk is delivering a quality of life that has something for everyone, making this city a highly desirable place for all.
Improving quality of life requires maximizing the benefits that economic activities can bring. There is no question that financial stability combined with economic growth is an immeasurable factor that contributes to the momentum our city enjoys. We must ensure that resources are used prudently and in a fiscally responsible manner. Our city can boast AAA bond ratings from Standard & Poor's, Fitch, and Moody's. The rating agencies had the following comments. Fitch noted, the city's ability to raise revenues and solid expenditure flexibility support a superior level of inherent budget flexibility. In addition, the city has healthy reserve balances that support a high level of financial resilience. Moody's Investor Service rating reflected city's continued growth and diversification of the tax base, including healthy resident income levels. They further noted that the city's finances are strong and supported formal fiscal policies and budget assumptions. Standard & Poor's Service recognized Suffolk's consistent and robust operations that bolster already very strong finances. These ratings confirm that through proper stewardship of resources and funds, along with adherence to conservative fiscal policies, our city's fiscal stability and forecast for the future are indeed bright. Suffolk has the third lowest real estate tax rate in Hampton Roads. Even so, City Council recognized that our citizens are experiencing the impact of inflation and increased property values. Our city's strong financial position provided the ability for City Council to reduce our real estate tax rate by 2 cents last year. In addition, this year, our citizens will receive a tax relief credit in the amount of another 2 cents. These two actions will reduce the tax burden by approximately $4 million. Suffolk continues to attract a diverse mix of industries thanks to our prime mid-Atlantic location, room for expansion, pro-business climate, and projected population growth. Let's take a look at some meaningful numbers, as well as a sampling of who's investing in our city.
Choosing a city for your business is a complex decision that involves various factors. Companies seek a city that demonstrates growth potential, that is easy to navigate, and that invests in its infrastructure. Suffolk is doing just that, and getting around town is going to be a lot easier. 2 years in, the Route 58 Holland Road widening project is moving along. Once complete, it will provide much-needed additional travel lanes on both eastbound and westbound lanes through the entire 3.1-mile corridor. It will also include improvements to the Manning Bridge Road and Route 58 intersection, traffic signal upgrades, stormwater infrastructure enhancements, and additional features such as a multi-use path and sidewalks. The largest capital improvement roadway project in the history of our city is about 60% complete and is on course for completion in December of 2024. The Shoulders Hill Road Bridge Road expansion project has kicked off with utility relocation work that is almost complete. Motorists will be happy to hear that our project includes the widening of Bridge Road from 4 to 6 lanes and the widening of Shoulders Hill Road from 2 lanes to 4. Road construction should start this fall with a completion date within 2 years. The new Cypress Swamp Bridge crossing at Carolina Road is now open. It replaced a century-old bridge that was last renovated in the 1970s. The new, more modern bridge will provide travelers with an easier, safer commute. Travelers will also enjoy the addition of 2 new electric buses and charging stations to the Public Works transportation fleet. This is possible due to a grant from VDOT, and Suffolk was one of only 2 transit systems in the Commonwealth of Virginia to receive funding for low or no emission vehicles. Each bus can accommodate 19 passengers, including 2 wheelchair passengers, and are expected to provide up to an 83% cost reduction in fuel and maintenance expenses. Just as we're investing in our infrastructure needs, the business community is investing in the future of Suffolk too. In order to meet the needs of our growing community, Centerra continues to invest and modernize its facilities at Obacy and Bell Harbor in Suffolk. These investments include over $10 million through just last year. These improvements include renovating and expanding outpatient facilities, as well as major equipment enhancements to X-ray operations and cardiac catheterization labs. We're also fortunate that Bon Secours has broken ground on a new addition at their Harborview campus in northern Suffolk. The new facility will include 18 medical and surgical beds and up to 4 operating rooms. This new 98,000 square foot hospital represents an $80 million investment that will support the existing Bon Secours Health Center. The new facility will focus on advanced surgical care, meaning Suffolk residents and their loved ones will not have to travel outside of the city for important medical procedures. Suffolk is working hard to strengthen the health of our economy by expanding access to high-speed internet everywhere in the city. Our policy is simple. We work with anyone and everyone who wants to make it easier for our residents and our businesses to get online. Our partnership with the Virginia Telecommunications Initiative is in full swing and continues to make strides in bridging the digital divide in our city. Thanks to this public-private partnership, we will be leading the charge, not only in the Commonwealth, but across the nation, to become a universally serviced city. Charter Spectrum has made significant progress since breaking ground last summer to serve thousands of rural and previously unserviceable homes. To date, Spectrum has provided service to over 1,200 rural homes and plans to release more addresses as the project's 1-year anniversary approaches. After 2 years of negotiation, the franchise cable agreement with Glo Fiber Chantel is officially underway. Chantel began 120 years ago providing telephone service in Western Virginia. Today, it is a diverse communication company that is bringing the most advanced fiber technology to Suffolk and providing a much-needed internet alternative. And our license agreement with Cox Communications means nearly 30 more miles of high-speed fiber internet cables through downtown, Chuckatuck, and the driver neighborhoods. Cox leaders say the move will bring fiber to roughly 1,500 businesses at speeds as fast as 100 gigabits per second. With the volume of data growing at an exponential rate, the Southside Network Authority is leading the way for communities like ours to build bandwidth. Suffolk, alongside several other localities in Southside Virginia, is developing a fiber optic network ring that will improve the entire region's connectivity and data capacity. This network ring will act as the backbone of the region's digital ecosystem and will not compete with internet service providers, but rather enable them. Its benefits will be shared and utilized across all industries and neighborhoods in the region, further strengthening our commitment to providing high-speed internet access for everyone. When communities invest in infrastructure and public safety, then investment quickly follows. You can see the momentum all around. We have 2 new Home to Suites hotels coming to Suffolk, one near downtown on Godwin Boulevard and one in Harborview. These hotels feature fitness centers, indoor pools, and spacious suites with full kitchens. These new investments will provide a comfortable and convenient stay for all types of visitors to our beautiful city. Home Goods, a national home decor retailer with nearly 850 stores throughout the U.S., officially opened its Suffolk location in November 2022 in the Harborview East Shopping Center. The new store employs roughly 65 workers and contains 28,000 square feet filled with furniture, decorative accessories, kitchen gadgets, pet supplies, and holiday and seasonal gifts. And the highly anticipated Publix grocery store is well underway at Planter Station. This 45,000 square foot upscale storefront will feature Publix signature departments, including the bakery, deli, meat, and produce departments, all stocked with fresh, delicious products. The new location will offer a convenient shopping experience for residents with ample parking and easy access from the surrounding neighborhoods. With its commitment to quality, service, and community, Publix is sure to become a beloved addition to Suffolk's retail and grocer landscape. The momentum of expansion and growth can be attributed to many things, but it is directly related to our neighbor to the east, the Port of Virginia. Eunice, a third-party logistics company based in Walnut, California, will operate a 910,000 square feet cross-dock facility. The Industrial Realty Group is building it, one of the largest industrial real estate developers in the country. The new facility is set to help meet the short supply of cross-dock and transload facilities in Hampton Roads, and it will help service several port users who need space to meet the demands of their customers. Birdsong Peanuts has long been a staple of our downtown business community. The $25 million expansion allows for one of Suffolk's keystone businesses to refurbish and automate production lines to continue thriving in downtown Suffolk. Another major port user, Massimo Zanetti Beverage USA, invested more than $29 million to consolidate and expand their roasting and production operations. This creates 79 new jobs and helps Massimo continue meeting customer demand for their national coffee products, such as Hills Brothers, Chock-full of Nuts, and their Kwai coffee brand out of Hawaii. This expansion further solidifies Suffolk as the caffeine capital of the world. Governor Glenn Youngkin announced that hardware store company Lowe's, trying to keep up with the demand generated from $96 billion in annual sales, chose Suffolk to establish a 1.5 million square foot coastal holding facility. The $120 million facility will create 100 jobs and be completed in 2023. When you're shopping at Lowe's, you can buy flooring, countertops, wall tile, and hardscaping, all made by MSI, a leading supplier. MSI has committed to invest $62 million to build a new 550,000 square foot facility that will create 80 new jobs. And, of course, Amazon opened its new robotics facility at Northgate Commerce Parkway. The state-of-the-art facility created 5,000 new jobs over 3.8 million square feet. This facility alone now composes more than 2.5% of the city's tax base and is the second largest building in the state, second only to the Pentagon. All told, last year brought nearly 600 new jobs to our economy, $369 million in capital investment to our tax base, and more than 3 million square feet of new space. And Suffolk is eager to continue the momentum. The new Downtown Business Association is encouraging entrepreneurs to apply for small business improvement grants to promote their business, increase sales, and bring more foot traffic to downtown. New wayfinding signs will go into construction soon. These signs will beautify downtown and help shoppers and restaurant patrons find their destination with ease. Speaking of small businesses, we are proud of our Small Business of the Year recipients, Marshall and Pam Miller with Embroidery and Print House Gift Shop. Since starting their business in 1999, they have provided the community with top-notch customer service, providing a wide array of specialty gifts for all ages, as well as embroidery and screen printing services. This husband and wife team has lived in Suffolk for over 40 years and embodies the entrepreneurial spirit that makes our small business community shine. From large to small, the business landscape is not only thriving, but it's also lifting the entire city with its economic prosperity.
All this news certainly confirms the momentum of the fastest growing city in Hampton Roads. We continue to be amazed at the number of companies that choose to invest in our city. I believe our city has created an environment that is supportive, welcoming, and that advances the entrepreneurial spirit of all who consider Suffolk to locate and expand. Today, I'm pleased to announce a few new investments. Two of these are located in Bridgeport, the mixed-use development located in North Suffolk. Opening this summer, Westside Burgers is a diner offering burgers and fries in a lively atmosphere with a Western theme. Westside Burgers will serve classic American dishes including burgers, kosher hot dogs, fries, wings, and more. The menu features only Virginia-raised beef in its burgers, ensuring that customers will taste the freshest, highest quality beef while supporting ranchers in our state. This charming restaurant sits near the former site of the iconic Silos and can seat up to 140 guests for both indoor and outdoor dining. In addition, I'm excited to announce that just a few doors down, a new brewery is coming. Sojourn Fermentory is working hard to launch its new 9,200 square foot space. The new concept will feature a tasting and dining room, a full kitchen, and an outdoor beer garden. Sojourn will also engage with charity fundraisers and community festivals. Michael Pauley and Scott Osborne are two of the owners of this new venture, and they are here today. Please join me in welcoming them to Suffolk. Thank you, Michael and Scott, for choosing Suffolk. We're happy to have you. Something exciting is in the works for a very historic downtown property. The former Elliott Hotel building has suffered over the years, but luckily it will be receiving new life as TMA Architects, Commonwealth Preservation, and Elliott Apartments LLC are tackling the preservation and redevelopment of this historic site. They will be preserving the architectural integrity and charm of the building while converting the rooms into 45 luxury downtown loft apartments targeted toward young professionals. The team has completed other projects in the Hampton Roads area, including converting an historic fire station in Norfolk into the Razzo restaurant and completing the nearly impossible task of salvaging Norfolk's Hotel Savoy, also known as the Leaning Tower of Granby, into Savoy Apartments, a mixed-use building similar to the Hotel Elliott. This group's experience will undoubtedly help restore the Elliott to its former aesthetic glory. The developers have also ensured the ground floor will remain a commercial development, including the popular Barron's restaurant. So you can still get your Barron burger, which will remain open during construction. Completion of the project is expected in the fall of 2024. Representatives from TMA Architects are in attendance, Michael Schnexer and Daniel Van Aken. Please stand and let us welcome you to Suffolk. We are so glad that you are buying into the vision of our downtown. We've already come a long way, and the end result is going to be spectacular. We have heard and seen an abundance of impressive successes and accomplishments that our city has experienced over the last year, but we must be willing to acknowledge and recognize the continuing challenges that need to be addressed. Most notable is the need to address safety concerns. As you have heard, we have taken many steps to address public safety, but we must continue to build upon those initiatives. There can be no quality of life if our citizens do not feel safe in their neighborhood or moving about our city. I am pleased that our newly formed Public Safety Committee will facilitate increased citizen engagement and provide a forum for those charged directly or indirectly with public safety to meet collectively on a regular basis. In addition to collaborating with the city managers, staff, council, and our citizens, I look forward to continuing to participate in regional efforts that address safety concerns. The momentum of additional growth will require a constant need for infrastructure improvements and additional school funding. We are a city of ample resources, but not unlimited resources. Speaking of schools, I am elated to report that Suffolk Public Schools received a construction grant last week from the Commonwealth of Virginia in the amount of $15 million. The grant money will be applied to the cost of the John F. Kennedy Middle School construction and closes a gap in funding that was needed to complete the project as amended. The successful award of this grant was the result of the collaborative efforts of our school system and city administration. It is obvious that our city is thriving and enjoys abundant opportunities. We are in an enviable position of having to manage the momentum that continues to come our way as businesses and families are attracted to our diverse 430 square miles. I have lived and worked here for over 45 years, and I want you to know I have never been more optimistic about our future than right now. I believe we can all be confident that the story told today would make Amadeo Obasi proud. I hope it makes you proud. I know it makes me proud. As I usually do, I will end with a quote. This quote is by Robert Cowan. A city's environment is shaped not only by people who have an important influence, but by everyone who lives or works there. I appreciate your attendance this afternoon and the opportunity it affords to present our State of the City. Thank you, and I look forward to next year's State of the City to report exactly how far the momentum has carried us. Plus, we'll be celebrating the 50th anniversary of the merger of Nansemond County and the city of Suffolk. Thank you for joining us today, and I invite you to join us for coffee and dessert in the hotel lobby. I do have one more thing before we adjourn. Like a good movie, there are always credits at the end. Very seldom do we watch them, but you're going to hear them anyhow. So before we adjourn, I'd like to provide the following. To Jennifer Moore, Andy Franklin, Valerie Baker, and the entire media and communication staff, a huge thank you for your diligence in making this State of the City a success. I want to recognize Kevin Hughes. Kevin, you stand up for us? Go on, you stand up. One of our deputy city managers. It was actually his idea to come up with the Amadeo Obasi flashback. I can't take credit for it. And in addition, he volunteered to don the Mr. Peanut costume for the filming. When I first saw the video, I was kind of wondering how he was getting that little Fiat too, but it all worked out all right. Lastly, thank you to Mr. Chris Rice, who is the owner of Music Makes You Happy, and also a member of our Economic Development Authority, who did the voiceover for our videos. Job well done. Now, that concludes our program, and I invite everyone for dessert and refreshments in the hotel lobby. And as Mr. Obasi would say, I believe we're going to have some cannolis.